Hi guys, I'm Oracle Anie and I am a psychic spiritual advisor and Reiki healer. And in today's video, I am going to be asking my spirit guides what is a soulmate, right? Like, I want to know, like, from their perspective, what is a soulmate? How to recognize a soulmate, if I have any misconceptions about soulmates, I would like to know what those are. And I'm thinking that I would like to do a two-part video. So this would be part one, where I'm just asking about soulmates. Part two is going to be about twin flames, because my intuition is telling me that they are two different groups and that using the terms interchangeably is kind of creating like a chaotic energy. Um, and then after I've done those two readings, I am going to like compare and contrast the information that came out. Okay. So, just as a basis, I am somebody who has met a lot of my soulmates in this lifetime. And if you just ask me based on my experience, we have more than one. Okay, so you're going to want to stick around the reading to see if my spirit guides also say the same thing, right? Because that is one of the questions that I added into the session. Also, what like based on my experience, they haven't all these soulmates haven't just been romantic. They have been family, friends, and of course partners. So that part is also included in the reading. Okay. Oh, another part of my question is, you know, do like just because somebody is your soulmate doesn't mean that they stay in your life forever. Because from my experience, no. Um, like it's almost like, especially when you're dealing or when I've dealt with what is known as a karmic soulmate, it is just for a period of time, right? Uh, it's like an era. It's like an era in my life where that person was very prominent, um, and they no longer are, right? But I've come out as a better person, by healing from whatever they did to me, you know? So that part is also in the reading. Just kind of like, what the heck was that about, right? What do my spirit guides have to say about that chaos, right? So, just to let you know, my spirit guides are very positive, right? They're very emotionally supportive. They are also very dry, like when it's almost like, when they give me information, it just is what it is. Somebody who's very serene and calm, and so then the way they communicate is just very like to the point. They're like me. They're like healers. They love animals, they love nature, they love the arts. um, Stoic is the word, right? They're very stoic, and they're very much, strong, like strong character, strong in their integrity, strong in their moral character. Their the values are very much about truth and clarity, but also being emotionally supportive and looking on the brighter side. So, just so you know, like where the information is coming from, these are the spiritual beings that I work with, right? Okay, so before I get into the reading, I would like to let you know that I am leaving all the ways that you can get in touch with me to get a reading in the description below. Okay? All right. So enjoy the reading. And hi guys, it's Oracle Anie, and I wrote down the questions here so that I can remember to answer the question as I'm reading. Okay. All right, so I have two oracle decks here. I have my tarot cards here. And the first question is just going to be, what do we need to know about soulmates? Okay, so let's see. Okay. So I'm already seeing symbols for my spirit guides in these two cards, so I know that they're with me. That's an interesting card. And I'll tell you in a second when I pull all the cards what they are. Okay. Well, this goes with this. Okay. I feel like one more. That was kind of sloppy. Wait, is there one more? Or do I just go for clarifiers though? Okay. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. It's like 5 oracle and 5 tarot. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm getting the sense to take that 55 as significant. But but it is being pointed out to me. So, normally when numbers are, like repeating numbers are highlighted for me, it does indicate to go check out what the angel number 55, or that number that I'm seeing, represents. So you can go ahead and check that out once I'm done with the reading. Okay, so let's start from the top. So this is the Reach Out card. It says, we know you're reaching out right now for help due to our current situation. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help where offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it's presented to you. As I read this card, I have a sense that this is my spirit guides basically saying, we understand that you're reaching out because this is an important topic for you. And when I say you, I mean we, right? You and I. and they're saying, you know, it could be physical or it could be emotional. So let's see what else they have to tell us, okay? Then you have the embrace the moment. Embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. Okay. I'm getting a lot of things from this. Mainly that soulmates are meant to help us stay in the moment. Let me show you a card. So that soulmates are meant to help us stay in the moment, right? And they are not judgmental of us, right? And the point is to focus on the positivity, right? So it's a very like high vibrational energy. So this could also be, right, like my spirit guides tend to be a group of, if I didn't say it in the intro yet, they tend to be very positive as well. And they also tend to be very supportive when they see anybody emotionally struggling. As long as it's not like a made-up struggle, right? Like it's like a real struggle. Okay. Try not to judge yourself or others. Okay, I talked about that. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. Yeah, so there's a sense about soulmates being the catalyst for change in our life. And with the death card in reverse, this death card, if I didn't mention it in the intro yet, the death card did come up the first time I did this reading several years ago for a friend, and it just is, you know, like, yeah, it's like this thing where we are encouraged to change and to grow. But the death card here in reverse indicates some sort of resistance to the change. And I feel like that's kind of just part of the dynamic. Like, you know you're supposed to change, and it's very challenging, you know, because this person awakens a need for change, a need to be more positive, a need to judge yourself less, a need to embrace the moment. But if we're very much in a, I just kind of see like in a hole, right? Like if we're stuck in this, like, it's not even very, like it's a hole, but you can climb out of it. And sometimes people choose to sit in it instead of like try to climb out. And the soulmate's kind of like, let's go. Like, you can get out of this. And if you've created kind of like a comfort zone in that hole, then that's just going to be resistance, you know, resistance to change, resistance to get out of that hole. And that seems to be part of the dynamic here. So then we have card 16. Yeah, these don't have numbers. Card 16, all that glitters. I do know that part of this card means that there could be a sense of falling for something that's not real. Like all that glitters card, I know has an aspect of you think it's the real thing, but then you get closer and it's not. So I do want to read what the booklet says about this card. I don't work with this oracle deck too much yet, like I'm still learning it, so let's see. Essential meaning: a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing, being mercurial. For the relationship portion, it says, sometimes we try to become something we're not to impress others. We embellish a story a bit, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. The real person becomes hidden behind the sparkle and shine. Then there are times when we don't see the true value of someone else because he or she may not have the glitz and glamour that seems so desirable. Now's the time to look past the surface, beyond the mask, to the essence of the person. Who that person is, not what he or she has or can give you, is important. See beyond the glitter and look for the inner glow. See the eyes in your heart. Let go of artifice and let what is authentic shine. Okay. So this goes both ways, right? This card, this all glitter card, is talking about how you don't have to do anything special to be lovable, right? At least not to your soulmate, right? You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to, like, all these things that society tells us is desirable is unimportant to your soulmate, okay? Because if we go back to this card, it says, you know, your soulmate doesn't judge you, and embraces positivity and living in the moment. So in order for you to embrace the moment, you have to be able to see beyond a superficial mask, right? And it goes in both directions, right? If you think that your soulmate fits into this job, look, this type of look, this type of job, this type of financial stability, this type of just superficial parameters, and and then the things on the inside don't matter, like their character, their integrity, their heart, their, like, where they're going in life, you know? When you don't take all of that into consideration and you're just focusing on the superficial aspects of a person, that is not a soulmate, right? Like, they can put on the costume of soulmate, but when they take the costume off, they may be a completely different character, right? And so this kind of deals with, like, being honest about who you are, having compassion for yourself and for the other person, right? Because they may be completely different from what you thought you wanted or needed or like, you know? Like, at least on the surface. But then you get to know the person, you get to spend time with them, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I didn't even realize this is exactly what I've been asking for, you know? And so when you're just focusing on the superficialities, you can be led astray or away from your actual soulmate. And now we have card 32, Here and Now. And this is the same thing about embracing the moment. Let's see what the book has to say about this. And I kind of did notice it was like 16 and 32. So I'm just like, okay. Last time they played with the numbers as well. So let's see. 32. Being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. Yeah, you have to take it one day at a time, right? It says, for the relationship portion, it's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now. One that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone, and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. I don't know what that means. Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. I would take this like turning to Spirit for joy, to feel the joy of love in the here and now. This love to me is more of a friendship love than it is a romantic love, at least with your spirit guides, you know? Like, it's like a family love, like an emotional love, but it doesn't have like romance in it. Okay, so this is just about don't worry about what you used to have, and don't worry about what is to come. All you have to do is focus on the now, and when you do that, you begin to attract each other, right? Okay, and then the last oracle card is number 26, Happy Happy. Put it here. And this one also goes with this one because it's about embracing positivity. So, let's see. I feel like when you focus in the here and now, it's easier to connect with happiness, because what is that? There's like a meme that says, if you're focused on the past, you're suffering from depression. And if you're focusing on the future, you're suffering from anxiety. But when you focus on the present, that is the gift, right? So let's see. 26. The essential meaning: joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a feeling that all is well. For the relationship portion, it says, there are moments in a relationship when you just feel good about whom you're with, and you know that your heart is wide open to befriend, to love, and to care for another without wanting anything in return. Okay, so that's already telling me as a healer that your heart chakra has to be healed, has to be open. You have to remove those blocks, right? So this is part of the work of getting out of the hole, right? And if we think about the hole, it's dark, da da da. I connect that with depression, which is thinking about the past, right? Okay. So healing your heart chakra can lead you, right, not only to be a good partner for your soulmate, but it also allows you to recognize when somebody is not treating you in a loving way and to receive the people who do treat you well, you know? This is the kind of happy that you just want to share, right? So they're not selfish with, and in turn, you won't be selfish either with this, with like giving love and expressing love. It's just kind of just this freedom, right? Like, you know, she's free. She's happy. She's not worrying about how much, like, oh, if I give these many feelings or these many gestures, how many am I getting back? That's kind of twisted, okay? That's not love. That is manipulation. That is taking advantage of people. When you're doing something, expecting something in return, that, in my opinion, is not love. You do it because you didn't even think there was another option. That's like pure love. Okay? The appearance of this card in a reading tells you that joy and contentment are here now, not somewhere else or off in the future. The grass is greenest where you stand. Be grateful and delight in your relationship, whatever that is. Because the here and now, right, it told us, like, it doesn't matter if you have the relationship or you don't have the relationship yet. What matters is today, right now, this moment. Be grateful and delight in your relationship. And if you're seeking one, be happy now. Happiness attracts more of itself like bees to honey. Yeah, so there's, okay, so let's go over this, right? Okay, so what do we need to know about soulmates? That they are, we don't have to be anything that we're not, right? We have to live in the moment. We have to be happy. And there's heart healing that needs to happen in order to attract each other. And I kind of just saw this like heart-like magnets, right? Like, but it's also like a puzzle piece, but also like a key and a lock. And instead of creating one heart, it's actually two hearts coming together to, yeah, just like two hearts coming together actually. And there's like a magnetic force to it, but there's also like a complement to it, is what they're showing me, where it's like, you know, there's your soulmate would be able to help you with your weaknesses, right? So let's say you've worked on all this stuff on yourself, right? But we all have weaknesses. Like, nobody's perfect. And your soulmate is somebody who doesn't have that weakness and can actually help you and support you and teach you, and kind of just like make sure that you're just not lacking in that area, whether it's an emotional area. Well, let's say emotional because they showed me hearts. So, in an emotional sense, you're not lacking, right? Okay, that's interesting. All right, let's look at the tarot cards now. So we have the High Priestess here, the Knight of Cups, the Judgment card, the Ace of Wands, and the Death in reverse. Okay, so what do we need to know about soulmates? The High Priestess here tells you that there's two things, okay? It tells you that when the time comes, you will intuitively know who this is. You will just, it's not because anybody else tells you who it is. It's something that you know for yourself without anybody else's input. My intuition is telling me that this is the person. The High Priestess also doesn't reveal everything to everyone just because they ask, right? So there's a sense here of mystery. There's a sense here that when the time comes, when you're ready, it will be revealed. So you have to put yourself in the situation that matches you in that sense. Like, you either already know, not because anybody else has told you, but because you have meditated on it, you have sat with it, you have talked to your own spirit guides, you have talked to your own angels, and, you know, as well, you have to know the person, okay? You have to know them for who they are and not for who you think they are. And it's just kind of like this knowing. It's effortless, right? Like, and if you don't know yet, it's because you're not meant to know yet, and the time will come when you're ready, okay? The Knight of Cups indicates that, well, this Knight of Cups is not only loving and romantic and all about relationships, right? But in this deck, it is all about standing out and being an individual and using what makes you different and special as an anchor for attracting that other person that finds that attractive, you know? Because this is the this bird has it's the blue-footed booby, and you know, like it uses its blue feet. I think they're called feet in birds, to be like, you know, to like celebrate its differences and to be attractive in its own way, right? So again, just more of the sense of like, he, you know, this bird is not judging himself for having blue feet. He's celebrating it. And whatever other bird he attracts, obviously of the same species, right? But whatever other bird it attracts, even though that species of all the males have blue feet right? Something about this one makes it different, makes it special, makes it unique, right? The Judgment card says clarity and being clear about uh, that information, right? Like, also the Judgment card is associated with higher beings, um, kind of like waking you up, giving you like a realization of who your soulmate is. And the Ace of Wands indicates like feeling some sort of attraction towards that person, right? There's like, it doesn't have to be a sexual attraction. There's just something more than that that pulls you towards that person, right? But then we have the Death card in reverse. And we talked about that we talked about that, like being in the hole, right? So let's see. And obviously there is some healing, there is some change that has to occur, right? So let's get some clarifiers. Hold on. I wasn't focusing. Okay, so clarify the High Priestess. Okay. Like this or like this? I'm going to take it upright. Clarify the High Priestess. Oh, I see what you're saying. The Ten of Swords. Okay. Interesting. We have the theme again with the 10 and the 10. So that's like 10, 10, 10, or 5, 5, 10, or 5, 5, 11. Check those numbers if you want. Oh, the 5, 5, 11. Yeah, that one. 5, 5, 11. Okay. Hold on. I'm shedding. Okay. Yeah, like 5:55, that's about change. Okay, so shedding. All right. Anyway, all right. So, how do I want to say this? So, what do we need to know about soulmates, right? You have the High Priestess with the Ten of Pentacles. And when I look at the spider web and the Ten of Pentacles, I am seeing the effort and dedication that it takes to build something useful, to build something in the physical realm, to not just keep it in the energetic or in the invisible realm, as the High Priestess tends to work with that, but also to bring it into reality and to create a legacy from it, right? And then, and so there's a sense here of working together to make some sort of legacy. But it takes dedication, and it takes work, and it takes teamwork, and it takes you both working on the same thing, right? Like, the spider can't build a spider web and then try to cook pasta, right? Like it's like, pick one thing, right? Like, what is that one thing? What is that one road that we're gonna be on, right? What is that goal? And what does that goal look like in the physical, right? And how is that goal useful to us to our family to, yeah, you know, like, all right, that's interesting. Now, with the Ten of Swords here, right, I see it as a contrast with the Ten of Pentacles, right? And the High Priestess, you know, when I said about not revealing everything and being a little bit more secretive, and you know, when the time comes it'll be revealed, da da da, right? When I see it with the Ten of Swords, it means that absolutely you will make a mistake about who you think your soulmate is. Okay? Not because it's your fault, but because when we're talking about the mask and pretending to be somebody, when the other person is pretending to be something that they aren't, i.e., your soulmate, and you fall for that trap, i.e., the web, it's only a matter of time before you discover that betrayal, that lie, that and once you see the result of their betrayal, you will have no choice but to move away from this pain. Okay? So, yeah. Okay. 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 So for the Knight of Cups, we have the Emperor and the Two of Cups. So very much emotional connection here between you and your soulmate. Like, the friendship is understood. The friendship is understood because the Two of Cups often talks about connecting with another person on an emotional level, being on the same wavelength. Whatever that wavelength is, you're on the same page, okay? And that does remind me of the first time they answered me about this question. It's like there's something about, like, you're just on the same frequency, you know, whatever that is. Okay. The Emperor is about, in this deck, this Emperor is about being a protector, is about taking its job very seriously, which is the protector of the of others. Okay, he is the provider. This animal here, the gorilla here, is a provider. And also there's a sense of, like, stress that comes with the knowledge of the responsibility that you have on your shoulders. Okay. And it's like, they're not just going to, this is not a card that takes its position lightly, right? Like, if I say that I'm going to protect you and I'm going to provide for you, that is exactly what I'm going to do. Other people may say the same thing. Other gorillas may say the same thing, but I will defend my spot and I will defend you before I let anybody else take my spot. So in this is a very, so when I see with the Knight of Cups, not only am I seeing it, there's like, there's an individuality about your soulmate that it's almost like not replaceable, right? It's like not replaceable. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So what about the Judgment here? Okay. Oh, too many cards. Sorry. Tell me about the Judgment. There were like 8 cards in there. So let me clarify the Judgment, please. Oh, okay. Okay. King of Swords. Okay, yeah, that's just King of Swords. The Empress in reverse. Interesting. Oh, I see. So this is less about a quality of your soulmate and more about your your guides, your angels, kind of making a judgment and being very clear about who is and who isn't. Okay? Kind of like helping you discern your options. Okay? And the thing about spirit guides and angels is that they can only help you if you ask them for help. And if you are going to ask them for help, you have to say spirit guides. You have to call the angel by its name. If it has to do with relationships, I would suggest focusing with Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. Okay. So you can have truth and you can have healing. Okay. With that said, right, when is the best time to ask for help is when you're feeling less than, right? Your guides, your angels, they see you as the Empress. Your soulmate sees you as the Empress, right? Look at this. The Emperor and the Empress. With the Two of Cups. With the Knight of Cups. Hello. Okay, this is a bit. This is like okay. Now I'm like chills. Okay. So on those days where you're feeling very self-critical, you're feeling like you're not good enough, or you're getting settled into that hole that we talked about. That's the time to ask for help, to pray for help, to, specifically your guides and angels, or, if you want to call on God, you could do that too. It just depends on what works for you, right? And here they're saying reach out. Look, and look at the green. Look at how the colors just match, right? And they're like, yeah, you're not feeling your best, you're not feeling super positive, you're not, reach out. And like, just to remind you, it says support is as much about the physical act of accepting help where offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it's presented to you. So it may not come in the way that you expected, but it's still delivered to you, you know? Okay. Okay. Ace of Wands. Now the Ace of Wands, I mean, I'm gonna put that with the Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Yay. Okay, let's see. Ace of Wands. Oh, okay. Okay. The Fool in reverse and the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups in this card is very interesting because it's about the Solomon going back to, going upstream to procreate, right? So it's like about, when you put it with the Ace of Wands, that is a natural pull that has no logic. It has no, like, it's not logical. It is a natural pull. Because why in the world would Solomon swim upstream to go back to where they were born so they can procreate themselves? Like, wouldn't it be easier, more convenient if they chose another place, right? But they don't work with logic like that. They don't work with, like, the laziness of, like, human technology and human convenience. They're just pulled by nature. Like, this is what we have to do. So that's what we have to do. And that's it. And it's this attraction, it's this pull that just comes out of nowhere, right? And the Fool in reverse, it's like, well, other people are gonna think you're foolish. You know, it's the same. Like, when you're following your heart, it doesn't make sense to anybody else. It makes sense to you. It may be a little difficult or challenging to explain it. So I would suggest not wasting too much of your time explaining it to other people, or even waiting for them to get it and to give you their blessing, because they cannot understand the vision, but once you get the result, they can understand the result. So you should just focus on getting the result, working on the result, more so than just getting approval from people that just can't connect to the vision, okay? So yeah, people are going to say you're foolish. People are going to say I don't get it. It's not like you're sharing soulmates, you know? Like, they're not going to be creating a legacy with that person. I mean, they may be part of the legacy in the family's picture, but this is between, like, two individuals. Okay, so what about the Death card in reverse, though? The Five of Pentacles. Oh no, I gotta take a break now. I think I was reading the Death in reverse with the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So as long as you stay in that hole, I was saying something about, and you're not willing to accept happiness, right? You're always going to feel like you're lacking. Is there anything else about that? No, that's what it is. In order to move forward, you have to move forward too. Okay. I want to ask, so the next question here says, how do we recognize our soulmate? Okay. So let's do that with the tarot. What do we need to, how do we recognize our soulmate, right? Because if there are people out there pretending to be your soulmate, only to betray us later, how do we, and you know, not everybody, I know that when I started out my spiritual journey, I wasn't very open to talking to my spirit guides, or even working with angels, or even praying, or anything like that. Not at all. That developed over the last 10 years. And it absolutely developed as I healed. Yeah. Right. So, spirit guides. How do we recognize our soulmate? What kind of signs? What kind of messages? What kind of... What's this? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, interesting. Oh, actually, well, I am going to read it in reverse, but this deck doesn't come with a reversal meaning. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so clarifiers now. So let's see. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay, so symbols here. Right now my spirit guides are here. Okay. So Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse usually talks about sorry, I totally tuned out. I was kind of getting this like this sense of pause, this sense of being held back, this sense of even just like self-control, right? Let's see what they mean here by the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Cups. Okay. I see. Okay, one more. I'm kind of picking up on it's more of a emotional connection, more so than a financial or even physical connection. Oh, so many cards. Okay. Seven Swords, Three Pentacles, and the Tower. Yeah. It's like basically what my spirit guides are saying here is that if you get too lost or too distracted by superficialities, they're going to hold you back. Or they are going to bring you the tower and they are going to intervene if you're going too far into dangerous territory. Okay? If you basically, if you're going down the wrong path with the wrong person, you're going to be allowed to walk that path up until a certain point, and then things are going to be revealed. The betrayal is going to be revealed. The Three of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords, I mean, that's, I kind of have to read that as like third party energy, you know? So basically what they're saying is that if you're with the wrong person and they're betraying you, your spirit guides, your angels are going to intervene to show you what you need to know. Now it's up to you to accept those signs, right? Because they said accepting help where offered is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it is presented to you. So it's up to you to accept it, right? But if somebody is betraying you, they're going to do whatever they have to do to protect you, to let you know, hey, this is not it, right? Because the person, your soulmate, is more of a social, it's not social, emotional connection. It's not really based on superficialities. Okay? So, can you please clarify the Nine of Pentacles in reverse? The Hangman. Usually the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it's like the loss of wealth, or the loss of can also be just being unavailable. Oh yeah, with the Hangman here, yeah, very much about being unavailable. Interesting. So what does that mean? So how is the Nine of Pentacles? So many clarifiers. Okay, Page of Cups in reverse, Two of Wands and the Fool in reverse again. So the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by the Hangman, the Page of Cups in reverse, Two of Wands. Okay, this is going into a really big story. Can I get the summary of the story, please? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. So there's something about the Nine of Pentacles here where I'm just seeing the word alone. And with the Hangman, this is the honeypot ant, right? Something like that. That's definitely about fulfilling a role in. Okay. Alone. The Page of Cups in reverse. Page of No love. 2 of Wands. Full in reverse. Okay. Okay. So it's kind of just saying, but I mean, I'm trying to answer the question, how do we recognize them? I mean, okay, there's a sense here about like not living in the past, right? Um, Specifically with the 2 of Wands and the Fool in reverse, right? Um, and the here and now, right? Like, basically what I'm trying to get to is, or what I'm not, like, I already got there, but I'm just looking for the words. Okay. The one of the ways that, okay, so they're basically saying don't stay stuck with the memory of the fake soulmate, the one that has betrayed you. They're saying it's okay to be unavailable for a while and to rethink things and to reconsider things, but as a way of healing and as a way of like strategizing about how you're going to move forward, right? Because the Hangman comes before the Death card, right? You have to accept new ideas, you have to integrate, you have to be open to new ideas, and you have to get acquainted with new ideas before you can apply them, before you can integrate them into your being. So it's definitely, so like obviously if you need to be unavailable while you are doing that, and you need to be alone and you have a period of like singleness, we're just not really dating anybody. It's also about, it's okay to be in that, but it's not always going to be that way because life has this thing about always moving forward. And so when the time to move forward comes, you just have to go with the flow, basically. But yeah, it's like really just don't worry so much about, don't even give them that much attention to the fake soulmate, the cheating soulmate. Like, it's not even a soulmate, it's a pretend. Okay, so now with the Queen of Wands, the 3 of Wands in reverse. So yeah, it's like, it's about being attractive, right? Like, attracting that soulmate. Where you're just like, you're just being yourself and you're living in the here and now, and that's that magnet, right? That they were showing me with the 2 hearts. And then the Hierophant. Okay. So this can be this could be an indication of, the Hierophant is somebody who knows, like, who is it's usually like a therapist or a spiritual advisor, right? And with the keys here, there's keys here. does make me think about, how they have answers and how they have keys to solve a conundrum. Wait, what do you want to, hold on. What about the Hierophant? The Emperor in reverse. Huh. Okay, because the Queen of Wands and the Three of Wands in reverse is about attracting, right? Like, it's effortless. You just attract people. And one of those people is your soulmate. And then they're talking about the Hierophant and the Emperor in reverse. So this is absolutely, this Emperor in reverse, somebody who has left their post, maybe being overprotective, to the point where it's damaging. As a clarifier for the Hierophant. So maybe that's a sign for me to stop? No, I don't feel that. But somebody has to. I feel like this Hierophant has. Because Hierophant is also about following traditions and doing what is expected and taking it a little bit too seriously. Okay, wait, hold on. What are you trying to say here with this Hierophant? Temperance. Oh, interesting. So yeah, so you're gonna attract a lot of people, right? Like if you're living in the here and now and all this stuff, like if you are, I guess, doing the work, it's not even the work. I wouldn't even say the work. No. Delete that. If you're happy and you're living in the present and you're not worried about the past and you're not nervous about the future, you're not worrying about the future, that's when you're unlocking this attractiveness, right? And the temperance here is talking about just taking your time with the options that are presented to you. Some of them will seem, very traditional. If that's something that you like, then how traditional is it? Is it traditional repressive? Or is it traditional in a healing way, in a secure way, in a, because the temperance is healing and waiting and just. Also, it's about using your own senses to distinguish differences. I remember with this flamingo specifically, it's this thing about like seeing with your own eyes if something is unhealthy, right? Like it's almost like you have to inspect it. Okay. I'm not going to say that on camera. But basically inspect everything. um, you know, because it's like sometimes you gotta have to look at everything to see if it's sick, right? Um, and that's gonna take time. That's gonna take time to discover those nooks and crannies, right? So just take your time, right? Like the options are endless. The options for what you have to distinguish are endless, right? What is it about this hermit? The judgment again. Yeah, it's like finally, you know, just to like build up on that recognition of your soulmate. It's like this intuitive knowing, like it's almost like nobody can really convince you one way or the other. I mean, some people can obviously lie to you and wear masks and deceive you, right? But if you really sit with it and you are coming from a very clear space and very like meditative space is what I mean, and very secure and very calm place, it's almost like a and like patient place. It's it's like a no-brainer, right? Like you really don't need anybody else to confirm it for you. That's what your guides are there for. That's what the angels are there for. It's like it's the higher beings that are either going to intervene to save your ass, or they're going to be like, hey, you know, this is it, this is it, this is it. but you have to, the hermit follows its heart and also is willing to be alone for a while and also, you know, very wise, right? So sometimes, you know, not sometimes, but the way we get wiser is by making mistakes and learning from those mistakes instead of staying stuck in making the same mistake again and again and again, right? Because if you're making the same mistake again and again and again, you are not well, you're not practicing the lesson, right? You're not applying the lesson to your life. Okay. What is the other question? This is getting long, but it's fine. Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna. Okay, one more question, and I guess I'll just do a yes and no. Yeah, I'll just do a yes and no, and then we'll be done. Do we have more than one soulmate in each lifetime? That's the question. Okay. Okay. Oh, and then the justice behind it. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. I feel like that is the answer. The answer is yes. Okay. Let's just confirm. Are you saying that we do have more than one soulmate in each lifetime? Yes or no? The Eight of Cups, upright, Six of Cups and the World. Yes. Yes. Okay. Interesting. So some of them are going to be fake, some of them are going to be real. The fake ones betray you. Yeah, see? I didn't even see the cards and I said it. The Devil and the Five of Wands. Illusions and competition. Anybody that makes you fight for their attention, trash. Anyone who is willing to betray you, this is an interesting Devil card because with the Bobcat, it depends on where you're standing. Meaning it depends on like, did you just walk into the Bobcat's territory and now the Bobcat has no choice but to defend itself? Or are you the Bobcat who is obviously eating and now being interrupted? But basically meaning that just because somebody is doing something that's unpleasant, right? Or that seems manipulative or blah, blah, blah. Like in their head, from their point of view, they are justified to themselves. Does that take away from the fact that this bunny is still here? You know? No, that's still a fact. But anyway, I'm not gonna get confused. I'm not gonna get philosophical on this. Even though I just did, but I'm not gonna get further into the philosophy of this. But basically, yeah, anybody that, like I said, anybody that makes you fight for their attention, just put that in the trash. They may be justified in doing that, but that to me is very like egotistical, which is very much the devil, which is superficialities and ego-based actions. So this is kind of saying like you have soulmates all over the world, you know, with the world. Yeah. Six of Cups can be family, can be friends, can be from another lifetime. What goes around comes around. But there's obviously a lot of emotion with the cups. Justice, balance, temperance, healing. And, you know, I'm going to say that the fake ones are just part of the process. Yeah. Because if we didn't make these mistakes with the fake ones, how would we get wiser? I'm like shrugging my shoulders. You can't see me. But it's kind of blowing my mind. Because the ones that are fake and do the betrayal stuff, they're temporary. Right? They're temporary. But the emotional ones with the connection, those are like, they transcend each lifetime. It's almost like It's almost like, oh, okay, now I'm back on Earth, right? And then you start reconnecting with those that are back on Earth too. And they could be spread all over the world, and so you travel and you like meet them, and you're like, wow, you know, I don't know, this feeling, like it's unexplainable. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Last card, self-sabotage. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. And we had the spider with the weaving, you know? So, yeah, don't get too comfortable in the hole, right? Be willing to get out. So if you have any voices, they're like, oh yeah, you're worthless. Yeah, you should stay in the hole. Yeah, you should stay sad. No, 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 no. That's trash. Don't listen to that, right? That those negative thoughts, no. Mm-mm. Delete. All right, I'll leave it here. I hope you enjoy this, and I'm very curious to see what part two with the twin flames will be. Okay. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Bye.